I really like helping people. I really like improving quality of lives. I really like taking very difficult projects and seeing them through. Well, communities vary. Uh, Generally, a client defines what community they want to approach, defines what the problem is, what they want to achieve, and it's outside what they would normally do. So they call a specialist in. People call me because they know that for a couple of reasons. One, that I have been very successful at what I do. I do a pretty good job of understanding the communities first and then understanding what the client wants to achieve. And my objectives are always to work back from their target audience back to the goal of the client. So it's kind of I take a kind of a reverse approach, a strategic approach. I need to understand what's the mindset of the target audience is, and then I figure out how to connect them with the client and what the client's objective is. I have extensive experience, about 35 years of experience, as a matter of fact. Grew up in a family-owned business, performed a variety of jobs there, then went on to work in not only in the public environment, but also worked with private entities. So I have a wide range of experience, hands-on experience, from being a customer to being a manager, from policy to implementation. So I have extensive experience in a variety of fields that all have a tendency to work very well together. Well, done a variety of things in politics, from learning grassroots politics first, to developing polling information, to developing strategy, to implementation, to running campaigns. I like working nonpartisan campaigns, but I have more experience working with individuals on both sides of the aisle, Republicans and Democrats. No job is too big or too small. I enjoy it immensely, working not only just in the political field, but also in the government relations field. I have my background in development really hails from my experience in city government when I was working with the mayor's office. I was the number 2 person in the mayor's office, or was the mayor's executive assistant. I was on a number of development committees where I learned firsthand what cities and what developers and what communities look for in development. From there, when I left public practice, the public environment, I actually went to work with some developers and helping them process their developments. That matured to the point where not only was I doing community relations work for developers, I started doing government relations, lobbying, helping governments understand what our projects were about, but also helping developers understand what communities look for. Those roles have morphed. My responsibilities have increased. Don't try to do everything, but what I always try to do is understand who does what and provide clients with the necessary information to make their project successful. A lot of the projects I do are urban projects. I have been involved in urban projects. They're not exclusively that, but the things that warm my heart the most are the urban projects. Distressed neighborhoods that have had a shortage of retail and services. And so some of the projects I've worked on, particularly a shopping center where we knew who the developer was, but when the project was up, a couple things happened. One, all of the stores in the project became top of the chain producers, but more important than that, people in the community didn't view that as somebody else's store or a mall. They view that as their own. I'll never forget being in a meeting, a totally different meeting from the development issues, and some lady says, well, my mom likes to go to her grocery store all the time. And I was like, well, what's her grocery store? She says, the new grocery store that's up at Grand and Martin Luther King. And I said, oh, I know that project. She says, yeah, my mom knows it's not really hers, but she refers to it as hers. But I also like working in a residential environment. There's nothing more important than people having safe, clean neighborhoods to go to. And when you know people have turn the corner and talk about how their neighborhood needs to stay clean and how they don't want these kind of people in their neighborhood. They like for their kids to be able to play in their front or backyard without worrying about them. That's important, that you're changing lives there. You're providing a nice, clean, safe environment, and that really works well not only for me but also for the neighborhood at large.